Paula Brown. Chris, I have learned a great deal from your series. I have a question about PR. With Scientology having billions of dollars, why on earth do they have such terrible ads? One would think they would hire a high-priced, slick ad agency to do a better job than they do now. These ads that precede every Scientology video are silly. They show the stereotype of robotic behavior and are just plain weird. Also, their spokesperson, the attorney Yingling, could not be worse. She comes across as an evil dominatrix. She is cold and exactly what critics expect from Miscavige. It is bizarre. Is COB that out of touch with the rest of the world? Actually, yeah. The bottom line really is that COB, David Miscavige, chairman of the board RTC, really is that out of touch. And he also just doesn't care what the general public think about Scientology. I've said before that he's not in it to get new members into Scientology at this point. He's just trying to keep the existing membership paying and going and keeping on. And the ads that you see for Scientology are almost all made for Scientologists to convince them that the church is doing something to disseminate, to get new people in, even though it really isn't doing a whole lot to do that. They have so much money and so much ability to, between the Golden Era Productions and their new studios and all that, they've got enough stuff there to make some really, really amazing and slick advertising. But to address your point of why don't they hire an ad agency, it's because Miscavige is convinced that he knows better than those ad agencies. You know, the last time, I read an article about this and was talking to some exes, and I think the last time they actually looked into hiring an ad agency was in the 1990s. And the agency said, hey, look, they got all the data on Scientology, and they said, you guys should stop pushing that you're a religion and push, that you're a self-help group or something. It was something, very, very fundamental and basic like that. And Miscavige was like, screw those guys. And they ignored all the advice and direction that they were getting from the PR agencies, and they decided to handle it all internally. And Scientologists, especially Sea Org members, are pretty out of touch. And they do a lot of surveys, and they think that because they follow Hubbard's advices and policies on how to do surveys, that they have some master technology and master methodology of doing PR. Hubbard wrote many, many policies about public relations and about marketing and promotion. And they follow all those policies, and they think that because they do, they've got a better grasp on how to do successful PR than the WOG world, right? The people who are not in Scientology. They're convinced of this, and like people who are in destructive cult situations, or pretty much anybody who's convinced of their rightness, their biases make them blind to the truth, and it's the emperor's new clothes kind of thing, right? They just can't see the reality of what's actually going on. So that's why their advertisements, are well produced, high production value. They don't, they do spend some money putting the things together, but they're creepy, they're weird, and Scientologists are out of touch with how the world perceives them. And there's a massive amount of denial that occurs in the world of Scientology as to what's, how they're perceived. And this goes all the way up, and Miscavige very much is, he's so isolated. I mean, he won't do any press, he won't do any media, and that's why, the only person he can trust is Monique Yingling, who, by the way, is the church's tax attorney, right? And has been since the 80s. She's not even like a PR attorney or a legal attorney. She's their tax attorney. And she's the best they can roll out because Miscavige has ruined everybody in the Sea Org who ever had a public face. I mean, Mike Rinder used to be their public face. He took off. Tommy Davis used to be their public face. He couldn't get out of there fast enough. And while he's still connected with David Miscavige and with Scientology, he, definitely took himself off the PR duty, right? Because it's a losing battle. You can't successfully defend Scientology in the public eye. There's too many lies. So that's also one of their other problems in doing good PR is they can't counter all the, black PR that's out there about them because all that black PR is true. And they have to believe what Hubbard says and what Miscavige says, that all that black PR are lies and misinformation and evil apostates, telling our horrible, grim, awful lies about the church. Well, I'm not lying, and neither are most other critics. So they can't deal with the truth, right? They can't handle the truth. So they have to come up with this, when you're living in a world that is that insular and that much of a bubble, you're gonna present a very strange, persona to the rest of the world. And that's what's going on with Scientology's PR.